Hey guys and gals, Bob Sellers here, your host and resident singing fisherman. Excuse my voice, I've been sick. Hey, this is my first video back with my Savage 110 since getting it back from the factory. Let me just show you where we are. Got it back from the factory and they said it was inspected. Headspace was good. They broke down and cleaned it, polished the chamber, bore sight. That's irrelevant because I changed the rings. Function fire passed, target passed. So really all I can really see that they did was polished the chamber. And I don't know what was the rhyme or reason for that with my feeding being the issue. But they returned everything to me within about a week, I would say. And I got these results from their shooting test. Mike somebody on August 26th shot Hornady 147 grain ELD M's and got a 1.1 inch group, and he shot normal 143 golden targets and recorded a 0.67 inch 5-shot group. So I don't know about all of that, but yeah, obviously I got the same gun back. I was hoping it was going to be replaced, but that was not the case. I got the same gun, the same warped deal as far as the barrel aligning in the stock. What I have been doing is I took some business cards and I have had this barrel shimmied over in the opposite direction for about a week. Now I can't get that out. Let me try again. So yeah, been kind of fighting fire with fire, shimmying this over from the opposite side. And as you can see, when I let it go, it's about center now. So, hey, that seemed to do some good. I went ahead and changed out the scope rings on this gun. It came with some El Cheapos. They had a deal where you could finger tighten them or shore that up more with like a screwdriver, flat bladed. But I put these Vortex heavy duty rings on there and got everything torqued down so that I know it is correct. And boy, I tell you what, it sure looks good, doesn't it? Good looking rifle. I've got me a YOLOtek driver bag. I'm going to try to do some shooting off of that. All right, I have bore sighted it already. Let's see how close I've got it. Maybe I won't shoot my camera down there. All right, so I got 3 loaded up, and we are bore sighted. So now let's send 3 down. A few inches high. Close. We're feeding better. And I'm going to tell y'all shortly. I don't want to jinx it. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing different. I discovered this at home. Just sitting around in my office feeding shells through it. And it's ejecting. So far, so good. Okay, so that's about a 1-inch group. First shot out of those Remington core locks. We are 1, 2, 3, 4 inches high. So I'm gonna go ahead and adjust for that. Let my barrel cool down and try another group. While we are letting things cool down, let's just do some testing here of our feeding. Of course, if you watch the first video, you know I was having major feeding issues with this gun. Brand new gun. Sent it back to the factory. Don't really think they did much. But here's something I discovered at home. Number one, this has a 4 cartridge capacity. If I only put 3 in here, it feeds like a charm. Also, it's kind of difficult to seat the magazine, not really, but just a little bit, when the bolt's closed. Again, don't really understand it, but I found out at home, if I would do that, and then seat the magazine, you know, that's as good as it gets right there. That's as good as it gets. Now, these are Remington cartridges. They look longer to me than the Hornady, which is what I have mainly been using. They are. You can't tell it on camera, but they are slightly longer, the one on the right, than that Hornady. So let's try the Hornadys. These are the American Whitetail 129 grain interlocks. No problem. I can't really explain it, but I'm just going to take it for what it is. I don't know why polishing a chamber would affect the feeding issues, but that's what they chose to do at the factory. So maybe they know more than I do. I would certainly hope so. Let's send 3 more rounds. Ooh, I didn't make my adjustment. Need to come down 4 inches. That'll be 16 clicks down. And let's try that. Can't see it, but let's go ahead and send 2 more. Hold up a little bit right there. About 2 inches low. Don't understand that. All right, it's hung up twice in a row right there. It's just slight, but if you were looking, you can see it hang up. That's my only complaint, really, about this gun. Don't know about that group, folks. I think my camera was off, but gosh, I don't have any explanation for that right there. I'm going to go back and check, make sure everything's tight. Because that's a 1, 2, 3 inch group at least. All right, this next ammo I'm going to try is Hornady Black. That's 140 grain boat tail hollow point. I'm going to come back to that Remington and try to figure out what was going on with that last group. I've gone to this Caldwell tack driver bag, and got a coal barrel again. Now let's see what happens. There's a hang up. Man, those are solid holds and squeezes. Let's go see what that turned out to be. Well, that's one of the best groups so far right there. So I'm going to guess about a 1/2 inch out of that Hornady black. Let's get us a fresh target up. Try those core locks again. All right, another 3-shot group with the Remington core lock. Another hang up. Another hang up. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Not great. All right, this is probably my final group for today. You can see the gun is hanging up again on feeding. I'm just going to have to accept that for what it is, apparently, or trade this gun. I don't know. If it was a tack driver, that would be one thing, but so far we haven't found it to be that either. It's shooting well in some of the offerings, but not in everything. Let's go back to the Hornady American Whitetail is what I've got in here now. Hang up. I finally saw one of those. All right, where these Hornady blacks are evidence that this gun will shoot. I think that's pretty much a cloverleaf group. We'll go check it and be sure. But it's just going to be picky, it looks like. And that's okay, as long as I can find something that I want to deer hunt with that it'll group excellent. My Kimber was a little bit that way. It was picky, but once I found those Hornady American Whitetail, it's a tack driver with those, and Federal Fusions as well. Either one of those are obviously fantastic hunting rounds. This Hornady black ammunition is not. That's a 140 grain boat tail hollow point. More like a match bullet that's just gonna break apart on impact with flesh and bone, and probably not have a whole lot of penetration with that Hornady black ammo. But hey, that's a good start, knowing that it is some stuff out there that'll group. Now we just got to find a hunting round that'll group. So yeah, here's the final verdict on this Savage 110 VSX combo that I bought from Bass Pro Shops. If you watched my prior video, again, I'll direct you to it right there. You know that I got the gun in and I first took it out to the range and I noticed a lot of feeding issues. What would happen was you push a round up and it stops about that far from entering the chamber, and you have to release a little pressure off the bolt. The shell will drop in into alignment and go in the rest of the way. I sent the gun. I tried to get Bass Pro to help me. I found out that big box shops like that just, they don't do that. Live and learn. Buy your guns local at locally owned places, and if you get one that doesn't function like it's supposed to, they'll make it right. Bass Pro, and my understanding, I'm not going to name any other places because Bass Pro's the only one I've dealt with and had problems with. But Bass Pro will tell you, sorry, take it up with the manufacturer. I think that's bad business. They sold me the gun. The gun is bad. They ought to make it right. They ought to have to deal with the manufacturer to get it corrected on their end and keep their customer satisfied. That's just the way I was taught to do business. I have a business degree from University of Alabama in finance, and I spent 17 years in the public sector in the banking business, and I was taught the customer's always right. You make the customer happy, and then you worry about the rest. Apparently that's not Bass Pro's philosophy. And so I did get in touch with Savage, and thankfully they sent me a shipping label that I could send the gun back to them free. I had to take it apart, box it up just like it was when I received it, tape it up, put the label on it, and send it, take it over to FedEx to be sent back. And in only about a week, I got the gun back. They claim to have, they sent me a sheet of several different things. I think I documented those on there. It just says firearm inspection, headspace good, breakdown and clean, polished chamber, bore sight, check complete, function fire passed, target passed. And then they sent me a couple of targets, not targets, but the results of the target firing. This was done on August 26th. They used Hornady 147 grain ELD match ammo and got a 5-shot group of 1.1 inches. And then a Norma 143 grain golden target, which is again some type of match ammo. They claim they got a 5-shot group of 0.67 with that. So they call that a pass. I wish they would do that with hunting bullets instead of match bullets. I mean, I'm not out shooting competition, and I wouldn't think that most people that buy this gun are. We're taking it out into the deer woods and want to shoot a deer, and we want to know that if we need to take a 200-300 yard shot, that the gun is going to do that. And if you can't get better than a 1.5 inch average or so at 100 yards, then that really reduces my confidence in that. I've since discovered by a lot of research that Savage, there is a well-documented issue with the Savage 110s feeding only in 6.5 Creedmoor. Assumption is that the neck angle of that cartridge is sharper than something, say a 270, 708, 243, you name it. And Savage has not modified that breech in any way satisfactorily accommodate that 6.5 Creedmoor cartridge. I don't know how many videos I've watched on YouTube of people shooting this same rifle, and even if they don't say anything about it, I can see them visually. I can see them having the same exact feeding issues that mine does. And I've contacted some of them, and they have affirmed that yes, they have that same exact issue. So to me, it's a problem that Savage knows, is aware of, and they just have not been willing to fix it and make it right. Instead, they would just put out guns that don't feed like they should, and as a result, have videos created just like this, but that one. Hey, that's a business decision. They can live with it. I guess good for them. But I'm going to tell you just exactly what I've run across. And I've been very disappointed in this Savage 110. I thought for a moment there when I got it back that it was doing a little bit better, but at the end of the day, it's having the same feeding issue after I received it back from the factory as it was before I sent it in. And I don't know, I might just keep this gun. Stay tuned. But if I do, it is probably the last Savage rifle that I will ever buy. Hello people from Savage. If you happen to come across this video, fix your product, the Savage 110 in the 6.5 Creedmoor. Well documented feeding issues. I think you're well aware of it. Make it right. Improve your product. I would love to run across another one and come on here and make another video talking about how it has been improved. Another thing that Savage has done that has really chapped me a little bit is this gun came with a $75 rebate, and I went online and completed everything I was supposed to for that, and I got an email from them that it was declined because somehow I didn't send the proper receipt from Bass Pro. I don't understand, other than the receipt, what I can send them. So I've got to fight that battle with Savage too. Am I impressed with Savage? Savage, this being my very first Savage firearm, not in the least. I didn't feel like they did anything when I sent the gun back. They claimed to have polished the chamber, which I'm not a gunsmith, but I don't think that would have anything to do with the feeding and ejection. I did not have problems ejecting today, but I did still have the problem feeding. If you noticed it, it gets about right there and hangs up. You have to just release pressure, and then it'll fall into place and go in the rest of the way. Otherwise, the bolt feels great. You know, when the gun's not loaded, it's smooth. It's not zippery. It looks great. I like the stock. I like the feel of it. I like the big heavy fluted barrel and the threaded barrel, although I've not yet found a muzzle brake for it. It did not come with one. That's another downside. This trigger guard's plastic, which I'm not real wild about, but you know, it is what it is. I'm somewhat happy with the gun. I just would like to have been a lot more pleased. And for the people that commented, well, what do you expect, blah, 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 blah. I don't know about you, but when I pay even $500 for something, when I pay anything, if it was $50 for a rifle, I expect it to function just like a bolt action rifle is supposed to function. And if you don't have those type of standards, I don't know. I can't help you. But when I buy anything, I want it to operate and perform just like it's supposed to. And the verdict is still kind of out as far as grouping. As I said, we've got some really good groups out of this Hornady Black ammunition. That's really the only ammo that I've gotten it to group really well with. And we'll go from there and keep trying it, and I'm sure you'll see some more videos. But I wanted to post this one as a follow-up to my initial problems with this Savage 110 in 6.5 Creedmoor that I bought at Bass Pro Shops, which again was of no assistance in making this gun right for me. So anyway, hey, thanks as always for tuning in to these shooting videos. I'm learning as I go. I can tell that I've learned a lot of things. I've learned a lot of things from your comments, from other videos, on my own, and studying and watching different videos. And I am slowly but surely becoming a better shooter. Am I a marksman? No, but hey, at 100 yards, I'm pretty doggone good. But anyway, we're going to keep learning and growing, and I appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate your comments, your likes, subscriptions, all that good stuff. May the good Lord bless you. Until next time, I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.